Hey friend, this is Anil, and in this video we will learn how we can create web API, and later on we will use this web API with Xamarin Form. So basically why I'm going to create the web API, because later on we have to log in and we have to register our web API with Xamarin Form. Okay, so I'll create a ASP.NET web application. Just click on next button. So there are two options for web API. One option in that you can create authorized web API that will consume a token, and without token also you can create the web API. So there are multiple options. I'll let you know. So here API, even we can say web. Click on create button. So in this video completely I will let you know how we can create web API and what is the web.config file, and how we can create identity table in SQL Server, and how we can generate identity table in SQL Server, and how we can use these all tables with our web API. And I will let you know how we can hit this web API using Postman. Okay, so here you can see we have the options. I told you authentication, so no authentication, there is a no authentication option, but we will create authenticated web API. Means we want authenticate our web API, and it's saying for application that store user profile in a SQL Server database, user can register or sign in using their existing account for Facebook, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, or another provider. What does that mean? It means once you will create your web API, the data will be stored in SQL Server, and user can authenticate with our SQL Server. Okay, just click on create button. So once you will click on create button, it will take few seconds to creating the complete structure of the web API. So in that you will get the default controller and web.config file. In that web.config file you will get the local database connection string. So how we can create the web.config file, and how we can create like connect our local database means SQL database. Okay, even if you want, you can also use the MySQL database if you are thinking that SQL database license is very costly. So later on I will also create a video in that you can connect your web API with MySQL database. So the solution has been created. I will describe a few files one by one. So here you can see we have a controller. So that is the account controller. So this controller is very important. So in this controller, what kind of methods are written? So here you can see the logout and logins, change password, set password, add external login. So everything one by one I will describe in later videos. But in this video, what we are going to do, we are going to create identity table, and using this method we are going to create the identity table. And what is the identity table? So basically it's a set of tables structure that is created in our SQL database. Okay, so here you can see we have web.config file. So in the web.config file you can see we have local db. Okay, now if I'll click on this button, and it will take few seconds to running this application. Till the time I can tell you what is the values controller and what is the home controller. So basically once you will add a controller, in that controller you can define authorized keyword. So what is this authorized keyword? If you want to access all the API you have to pass a token. So how you will generate that token, I will let you know. So our application has been just started. Okay, so I don't want HTTPS, so I will just stop it and stop it and go into the property. And in the property you can see the web, and here just remove this HTTPS. Now run this application, click on yes. So our web API has been run on the browser. Now let's move on. Visual Studio, one more thing I want to let you know. If I'll click on show all, then in app data you can see we don't have any database. Okay, now if I will copy this localhost and go on Postman, and here I have already created a registered method. So this is the post method basically. So you don't need to do anything. In the body you have to pass few parameters. So I will remove these all. Okay, I will remove this also. I have to check actually what's parameter in the account controller we have. So these all are the default parameter. Go to definition, and in the definition what kind of parameter you have to pass. You have to pass email, password and confirm password. That's it. So go over here and remove this. So three parameter we have to pass, right? And we have copied this and we have to replace this localhost over here. I replaced it, and email equals to, I can say anil@gmail.com, right? And in the authorization I didn't do anything. In the header you have to pass only content type equals to application JSON, and in the body just click on the raw and pass the JSON structure. Let me click on the send button, and it will take few seconds to creating the database because it's the first time. So first time it will take few seconds to creating the database and register the user in database. After that it will not take much time. So here you can see the status is 200, and it's took 48 seconds for first time registration, because first time it's create a few kind of table structure over here. So once I will click on this, click on app data, and here you can see the database has been created. Okay, now just stop this application and let me show you the data structure. Click on include in project and right click and click on open, and here you can see the default connection is API web, our solution name. Just click on this button table, and here you can see few tables automatic has been created. So what is the rule of these all the table? I'll let you know. In ASP.NET user, we can see the user information, and in the role, we can see the role information, and few tables are used while we are login with Facebook or login with Google or any external. So here you can see anil@gmail.com had been registered over here, and now if I want to log in with the same user, then what we have to do? Okay, So if I will search over here login, then go over here, and in the login again we don't need to do anything. In the body only we have to pass the user ID and we have to pass the password. Okay, ANIL, Anil, and we have to copy our previous URL. So this was our URL of our application and need to paste over here, and this is the post type of web API. Okay, now actually we have to run the application. Click on this IS Express. So basically this is I created for some other perspective, so we don't have any kind of API by default. So here will be something like token API. So token API is also similar to like this. We have to pass the username look like this. So here I will pass the username as my email ID, anil@gmail.com, and password equals to welcome@123, and grant type equals to password, and in the header I have passed content type equals to this. Okay, and you can see the body. Now let me copy this and paste over here. If using this user ID and password we got the token, it means our user is authenticated. And using this same token we can get the data. So here you can see the status is 200. Okay, and we can access the token. So here you can see our token type equals to bearer, expire in this is the millisecond, username equals to this, and issued and expire. So when it will expire on 19th of August, and today is 15th of 5 of August. So using this token, how we can authenticate our web API, I will let you know. So suppose here, if you will go in the, I will just hide it and go in home controller and go in values controller. In the values controller, if I will, if I want to, sorry, I have stopped this application by mistake. So if I want to get this web API data, then what it will say? So just click on APIs, and once you will click on APIs, it will give us all the API information. So here we are getting the account controller APIs, and in the below we are getting the values API controller. So what it's saying slash API slash values. Just hit, and here you can see authorization has been denied for this request because we are using the authorize keyword. If I will comment it, then what will happen? So why we are using the authorize keyword? Because if we will not use the authorize keyword, then any anonymous user can access our web API without passing token. Okay, so if that user is a valid, only that valid user can access the data, otherwise anonymous user cannot get the data. So that's the reason we use the token based in web API. Okay, so if I will say API and slash get, so here we are doing something wrong. Get slash API slash value slash get. Values slash get. So now still we are doing something wrong. Let me check it again. Click on APIs, and what was this? Slash API slash values, slash APIs slash values. So here you can see we are getting the data value 1 and value 2. The same information value 1 and value 2 we are getting. Okay. Now how we will pass the token and we will authorize this web API, I will let you know. Just run this application again. Yes, it's running. Now let's move on Postman. So in the Postman you can see I will just copy and paste my URL, and here you can see this is the get API, and I will copy this and slash API slash values, and in the authorization we are not passing anything, but in the header we are passing content type equals to application JSON, and in the authorization we have to pass our token. So this is our token. Copy this token, Control C, and paste over here. Is bearer space token. Okay. Now just click on the send button, and here you can see the value 1 and value 2 we are getting. But if I will do anything wrong in this token, if I'll press O, then just click on the send button, it will say authorization has been denied for this request. Okay, so I think you can get understand what is the use of token. So basically what I have did, I have first registered the user, and using the same user I have login actually. I just call the token API service, and it's a kind of login basically, because if we are getting the token, it means our authentication has been done. Now using this token we will authorize our web API. So you can understand the thing, what is the authorization and what is the authentication. Authorization means your username and password is correct, should be correct, and the authorization means using the same user ID and password you can generate a token, and using that token you can get the data. So this is the authorization. Okay, so let's move on the SQL server, and the same thing we can do by the SQL server. So here this is my SQL server, and in this SQL server we can also create a new database, or even we don't need to create a new database, we have to just connect our database with web API. Click on the tool, click on connect to database, and here we have to provide the server name, connect to engine, and this server name I will provide over here, and click on select database. So here if you don't have any database, then you can create the database. Suppose I'm going to create let me check the databases. So even I have annual test, let me create another database. So from here web API DB. So this database I will click on OK, and now I have to connect it again. Click on the tool, click on connect to database, and put the database name again. Okay, if you will click on refresh button, it will take few seconds to here you can see the web API DB. Click on test connection. The database has been successfully connected with web API. Here in the server explorer, you can see this database has been created. Click on the property, and from property you can copy this connection string, and you can paste this connection string over here. Let me paste this connection string over here. Fine. Now run this application again, and do the same thing, the thing we have already done with the local database. Okay, now go in Postman, and in the Postman again hit registered web API. Now click on the send button. It will take again few seconds to generating the same database table structure. If you will check right now, we don't have any table structure over here. Okay, yeah, tables has been created, that is created from backend. Yeah, 200. Okay, so the tables has been created. Okay, now in the table also anil@gmail.com has been registered, I think. Let me check it. Yes, so here you can see user has been registered, and if you want to register another user, you can register with the different one. Anil1, click on the send button. Now it will not take much time. User has been registered, and you can just execute button, and here you can see Anil1 has been registered. So the same process you can do over here also. So don't skip this video and subscribe our channel, because using this video we will cover the login form and registration form with Xamarin, how we can connect login and Xamarin database, and also how we can authorize our web API with Xamarin form, and how we can load the database Xamarin. So thanks for watching my video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.